All right, good afternoon. At this time, we will call the Conroe ISD School Safety and Security Committee meeting to order. Today's date is April 24th, 2025. Our first item of business today is to consider and approve the minutes from the School Safety and Security Committee meeting on October 17th, 2024. I believe those were all emailed to you. Is there a motion to accept those? All right, a motion. Second? Any questions, concerns, edits that need to be made? Awesome. All those in favor of approving those? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. All right, item 2, receive information and consider approval of amendment to the district's access control procedures and update the district's multi-hazard emergency operations plan. I believe Ethan's got that.
Oh, we need it on. That's a good call. So doors, and doors. Y'all know that we have a lot of things that we have to do and be in compliance with doors. Well, one area that we've run into, and I wouldn't say it's a problem per se, but it's an area that we need to address. And it's in specifically our CTE areas with the roll-up doors. And it's all depending upon what the TEA defines as an exterior door. And of course, they do define those roll-up doors as exterior doors. And for example, like when you have automotive or welding and things like that, you can't have those doors closed while kids are in there doing those particular activities. So digging into it, and then in coordination with Tally Stout, our CTE director, and then of course Marshall Schrader, our executive director of maintenance, we came up with a plan to remedy that. And then going back in, looking in chapter 61 of TEA, that is where we all come into play. And so in reading into that, and it's very small there, and I'm going to go over it really quick. So all exterior doors, we know they need to be set to closed, latched, and locked, except that if they're actively monitored or within a secure area. And then it says, and then that's where, for purposes of ventilation come in, which is what we need. And we don't want somebody there with a roll-up door just standing next to it, which by definition is actively monitored, because that just doesn't make sense. So the plan that we came up with through the maintenance department and then using some grant funds is essentially it's a scissor gate that will be mounted on either side. It'll come across and be locked when that roll-up gate is open. And so then that comes into compliance. And that was through Region 6. They said that that is a viable option, which makes it to where if you guys were to approve this, we would be in compliance with Chapter 61 and everything with the TEA. And so for us to be able to update that and for it to go into our multi-hazard emergency operation procedures, it'll be embedded in our access control procedures. The language will be instructional areas that require ventilation, for example, welding, automotive tech, are allowed to remain open for ventilation only when actively monitored, behind installed locked and secure area fencing, or behind installed security folding gates, as approved by the Conroe ISD Safety and Security Committee. And then, of course, it'll have the date should we move to approve that this day. And then that'll go into our access control procedures and then go into our MEOP, and then we'll be in compliance with Chapter 61 and be in compliance with TEA. And I hope with everything that I just said, I made sense.
You make good sense. A couple of questions maybe. How tall are these?
I will give you an example of what it may not be exactly like this, but it'll be close enough.
Oh, they're substantial.
This one.
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all. I was just wondering if it was something that it could easily be jumped over or.
Are each of them going to have that same amount of space between the top and the?
There are several different options, and when Marshall and Tally and I met, we talked about it. We're going to go with the ones that reduce the visibility the most. So, from my understanding, and I haven't seen the actual.
Are you on a mic over there? I'm sorry. The world watching on video is going to be wondering what's happening here.
Well, I haven't seen the actual product yet, but that from the rendering that we looked at, ours will the diamonds will be smaller.
That's a good solution, Ethan. I was the whole time you were talking, I was like, I can't wait to see what the solution is.
Yeah, I did not come up with it. It was the team. So it was Marshall and Tally and myself. So.
Ethan, is this, you said it's under a grant, is it going to be allotment or is this grant really going to be
It's an allowable expenditure under the Cycle 2 grant that we received, and so we're just using those funds to put this solution in place. So of course, it'll just be paid for, which is a good thing.
And we think we can do it over the summer?
As soon as it's approved here, Marshall is ready to go, but we're just pending approval.
Okay.
And how many campuses did you say that you would need them?
All of the high schools.
Every high school.
Every high school?
Yes, all of the high schools.
All right. Any other questions?
Dr. Noel, I would just say, besides being compliant, which is required, it's really a great setup for them to maximize what they can do. So it's really a win-win. And to have a grant to pay for it is even better.
Even better. Dr. Povich, all good on the high school side with that? Everybody's happy with it as a solution? Great.
Tally likes it. She was part of the team. Yes, and just, we went through and the plans that Marshall and his team went through and went to every single campus to come up with a plan that would work the best for each individual layout. And Tally was the first to approve all of those plans. So.
Awesome. All right. Looking for a motion for approval on this? I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second. Thank you. Any other further conversation, questions? All right. All those in favor? Lifted hand. Any opposed? Okay. Passes. Thank you. Yeah, let's turn Marshall loose. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit, so that's great.
He is. He's asked several times.
All right, item 3, consider and approve the Conroe ISD Multi-Hazard Emergency Operations Plan, or MEOP, for the 25-26 school year.
This one, I had sent out information to the committee with a link that went to the updated MEOP. Of course, I said there wasn't many updates to it. Mainly it was just making sure that everything was up to date in compliance with what the state asked for us. And again, this is the framework that supplements the state plan, but is ours. And I asked for any feedback. I did not hear any. And so I don't think that we're going to need any recommendations or additions. I think at this time it would just be whether or not you all approve that plan. However, if there are any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Was there anything substantial? Can you highlight a change or two that was made, or there really was none other than formatting?
It was really just maintenance this time.
Changing years, changing...
And names and dates and little things, nothing major at all.
Okay, awesome. Any questions, concerns on that? Okay, we'll take a motion. All right, motion from Dr. Stickler. Second? Say, Matt Benson, second. That's great, thank you. All those in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. All right. For our next item, we're going to move into closed session. The committee will go into closed session pursuant to sections 551.076 and 551.089 of the Texas Open Meetings Act. Any action, vote, decision of the committee with regard to any matters discussed in closed session will be made when the committee returns to open session. The time is now 4:11. All right, the committee is now in open session, and the time is 4:30. We have no action items coming out of executive session, so our final agenda item tonight is our adjournment. So we do have a date and time. So we are scheduled for June 4th, 2 p.m. And do we know what we have big big topics on that day, or there's certain things we have to get approved on that day?
We do not know yet.
Is it 4 o'clock?
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Yes,
So
for
that's
the
changed.
summer when it's at 2 p.m.
Okay. Any other items to know about? We're good? Okay. All right. Well, thank you all very much for being here. Sorry. You're the looking for a motion to adjourn. Oh, there, you got it. Okay. All right. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. It's 4:32.